Chapter 11, Racism on Screen, 1912 to 1915. Think about the power of stories. Our favorite characters make us feel brave and better about ourselves in the world. Great stories change and challenge us. They make us want to be great too. Another kind of power stories have is that they get inside our hearts and minds and stick around for a long, long time. Sometimes we may read stories without realizing the harm they cause, without recognizing racist ideas inside them. And because stories stick, those ideas can get tangled up inside us. Like Tarzan of the Apes. You may know the animated version shown today. It all began with a book in 1912. Here's the basic plot. 1. A white child named John is orphaned in Central Africa. 2. John is raised by apes. 3. The apes change his name to Tarzan, which means white skin. 4. Tarzan becomes the best hunter and warrior, better than all the Africans. 5. Eventually, he teaches himself to read. 6. In later stories in the series, Tarzan protects a white woman named Jane from the, quote, savage Africans. Now, you know that slavery has ended at this point, but remember the ridiculous and racist idea that Africans needed slavery because they were, quote, savages? See how this popular book and later movies, and later comic strips, television shows, and even toys support that idea? Here's another way that stories are used to make racist ideas stick. In stories, animals can become symbols for an entire racial group. It's a way of saying the people of that group are animals. This is stereotyping. And one long-lasting racist stereotype is the comparison of Black people's facial features to those of monkeys and apes. Remember the ridiculous and racist idea that Africans needed slavery because they were, quote, savage animals that needed taming? Not people, but property, like horses and hogs. See how this all connects, even after slavery ended? There was another movie that made racist ideas and stereotypes stick. The Birth of a Nation. Released in 1915, it was Hollywood's first blockbuster film. It was 3 hours long, and was also the first ever film that was screened at the White House for a president. Here's this basic plot. 1. A Black man, played by a white man in blackface, tries to attack a white woman. 2. She jumps off a cliff and dies. 3. Angry white men seek revenge for her death. Oh, and those angry white men? They were called Klansmen. The Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, is a racist, terrorist organization that was formed by Confederate veterans after the Civil War. And they were re-energized by this movie, which glorified them and characterized Black people as dangerous and white people as saviors. Let's pause. When the movie The Birth of a Nation was made, blackface had long been considered entertainment. White people darkened their faces with burnt cork or shoe polish. Then they performed in racist comedy acts called minstrel shows in theaters and in movies. They exaggerated Black facial features, made big lips and noses. They created racial stereotypes by singing and dancing in ways that portrayed Black people as lazy, unintelligent, sneaky cowards, all to amuse white audiences. Racial stereotypes in stories and movies have not only been about Black people, and this hasn't only occurred in the past, this continues to happen today. Like in King Kong, Dumbo, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, The Cat in the Hat, and many books by Dr. Seuss. Swiss Family Robinson, The Jungle Book, Little House on the Prairie, Curious George, Aladdin, Pocahontas. As truth seekers, you know how important it is to know the truth. And the truth is that many books and movies that are considered classics have racist ideas baked right into them. This matters because words matter, and stories are powerful. The images on the page and screen become the images in our minds, shaping the ways we see ourselves and think about people. They reinforce what we come to believe is normal or other. So pay attention to words, stories, and movies. Look out for the ways they depict individuals and groups of people. Look out for the ways they can spread damaging ideas that mislead us about the world. and challenge those ideas with anti-racist ones. Look out also for the many powerful stories that depict us all as we truly are, human.